There are places that hold books, and then there are places that hold civilizations. In the ancient world, there was one library that aimed to contain all human knowledge. Every idea, every map, every poem, every law. It was a beacon of reason, curiosity, and learning. And then, it was gone. This is the story of the Library of Alexandria, how it was born, how it burned, and how the memory of it still flickers in the minds of those who long to know what was lost. The story begins in Egypt, in the 3rd century BCE. The city of Alexandria had been founded by Alexander the Great just decades earlier, but it had already become a center of trade, science, and culture. And under the rule of the Ptolemaic dynasty, one vision took hold: to gather every book in the world. That mission became the Library of Alexandria, a temple to knowledge. Built near the harbor, part of a grand complex called the Mouseion, or Place of the Muses. But it wasn't just a building. It was an ideological project. They sent agents across the known world to collect scrolls, from ships, markets, temples. If a ship entered Alexandria's port, its books were seized, copied, and sometimes never returned. The goal? Not just to preserve knowledge, but to own it. At its peak, the library may have held hundreds of thousands of scrolls, possibly up to 500,000. Writings from Babylon, India, Persia, lost plays of Sophocles, the true histories of ancient civilizations, scientific theories long before their time. Great thinkers came to study there. Euclid, the father of geometry; Eratosthenes, who calculated the Earth's circumference with surprising accuracy; Hypatia, the philosopher and mathematician who would later die for her knowledge. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just a building. It was the internet of the ancient world, a web of ideas, cultures, and dreams. And then, it was gone. But how exactly did it vanish? That's the mystery. There was no single fire, no single villain, no single date etched in stone. Instead, the library seems to have died slowly, in pieces, damaged by wars, politics, neglect, and fire. Some say Julius Caesar started it, accidentally burning part of the library during his siege of Alexandria in 48 BCE. Others blame Christian zealots, who saw pagan knowledge as heresy. Later, some point to the Muslim conquest of Egypt in the 7th century, but no one knows for sure. What we do know is that by the time the dust settled, the scrolls were gone, the walls were silent, and the greatest library in human history had become a myth. What was lost? We'll never know. Perhaps the blueprints for machines ahead of their time, perhaps entire languages, perhaps cures, philosophies, or alternative histories we'll never read. The loss of the Library of Alexandria isn't just a historical event. It's a symbol of how fragile knowledge is and how easily it can burn. And yet, the story doesn't end there. Because while the library is gone, its spirit lives on. In every archive, every university, every shared file, every reader who refuses to let truth disappear. We can't rebuild the past, but we can protect the present and learn from the ashes. Thanks for listening to Echoes of Time. If you enjoyed this episode, follow for more powerful stories from the edge of history. Stories of light, loss, and legacy. Until next time, stay curious.